the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. Waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for always supporting TD Fins Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Right now, I want to give you all the opportunity to join the TD Fins Talk Discord server. Yes, we have our own Discord server now. That way, you'll always have access to our Miami Dolphins community. That way, if you're not getting notifications for videos or you want to know what's going on or the latest or just chat Miami Dolphins football, you can download the app and make sure that you sign up for TD Fins Talk Discord. The link is in the description of the video. Make sure you check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Again, let's enjoy the server and let's use it responsibly. Fins up no matter what. Peace. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Please hit that like button on the way in. We have confirmed that the notifications are not being sent out properly. Thank you to everybody who watched the stream yesterday and hit me up on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, saying that, you know, you did not get the notification because I'm keeping track of this stuff. So I appreciate you all. Even right now, 79 in the building. Y'all go ahead and hit the like button so we can force the algorithm to send it out to more people. Now, I will say this, usually, this actually happens more than you all know. It sucks, but it's okay. It happens very often. I'll say this, it doesn't last very long. Usually it lasts between like 6 to 10 days. But yeah, it's but it's something that I've dealt with ever since, I probably got around 3,000 subs. It's something that I've dealt with ever since that point. And it happens about 4 to 5 times a year. It happens about 4 to 5 times a year. So just hit that like button. Let's force the algorithm to send it out. And we'll be good. We'll be good. Okay. I love the title. I will be at the game too, so they better not lose. Last home game I went to a couple years back, they lost. Tough sled, man. I hate that for you. I definitely want you to go to the game and have a winning experience. All right. Speaking of a winning experience, ladies and gentlemen, this stream is being brought to you by Mojo Fantasy. Use code TDFINSTALK, or TDFINS, not talk, okay? Use code TDFINS for a 100% deposit match up to $100. The QR code is linked on the screen right now. You can take your camera, face it to the QR code, and you'll be good. Also, it's in the description of the video, and I'm about to post the link in. I'm going to pin it at the top of the chat as well. So just in case you want to just click on it from the chat, it'll be pinned there. All right, there it is. It is actually pinned right now. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're calling to action for Mojo Fantasy. All you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is download the app. Okay. It's that simple. Download the app. All right. If you do deposit to take advantage of the 100% deposit match, use code TDFINS. But right now, I'm calling everyone and everybody listening. Download the app. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. It is free to download the app. You go download it, Mojo Fantasy. The link is in the description. Now, if you do want to make a deposit, remember, right now, you have an opportunity to win a Jalen Waddle jersey, okay? Use code TDFINS if you do make a deposit. Download the Mojo Fantasy app with our promo code to join. Promo code will give you a 100% deposit match up to $100, minimum $10 deposit. Winner chosen randomly, max one winner per entry, ladies and gentlemen. So take advantage of this opportunity to win a Jalen Waddle jersey. Minimum deposit. Again, if you do want to put money in and get into the market and make your bets, because I just keep winning. The minimum is $10. And they are matching it up to 100% if you do use code TDFIN. So again, take advantage of the opportunity. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. Thank you all so much. All right, y'all. Listen, we want to get into this. So the Miami Dolphins must beat Denver Broncos. The loss is not an option. I was sitting back this morning, just making the kids breakfast and things like that. And I was just thinking, man, we can't lose this game. And I don't think we're going to lose this game, but there's been many games that I didn't think we were going to lose and we lost because Denver's a little angry. Denver's going to come. They're going to give us their best punch. They're going to do all they can to walk out of the road, coming off the road. They want to walk out of Hard Rock with a W. Okay. Let me tell y'all why we must beat Denver. Now, everybody ain't going to win every game. I mean, we might go undefeated. I hope so. But, typically, that only happened once in the history of the NFL, thanks to us truly, the Miami Dolphins. But you're going to lose games. And one of the things that have always plagued the Miami Dolphins has, even when we had a good team, has been we'll beat a team that we don't look like we should beat, and then we'll lose to a freaking team that we know we shouldn't have lost to. That's something that has always plagued us, and we have not been able to get over that hump. Last year, we should have beat the Chargers. They were not a better team than us. Last year, we should have beat Green Bay. They were not a better team than us. Last year, we should have beat the Patriots. They were not a better team than us. And we always have those moments every season. And I'm going to tell y'all now, if we do have that moment this year, it's scary because the Denver Broncos are the exact type of team that's capable of doing it. And these are the games where we have to assert our dominance and not lose. Because on the flip side, when you truly think about it, think about what a loss would actually mean for this team right now. You lose to the Denver Broncos, an 0-2 team that just can't get it together. Everybody's going to call us a fraud, and deep down inside, Dolphin fans will feel like frauds. You don't have to admit it, but I believe most Dolphin fans would feel like frauds if we lose this game. We'll sit back and we'll say, oh, the Chargers, now it puts it into perspective. They weren't nothing. The Patriots are the Patriots. And we lose to Denver, a team that actually, has a good defense, even though they're ranked terribly on defense so far this year, by the way, just FYI. We can't do that. Not only that, you don't want to have a 2-1 situation going on the road to Buffalo, which, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a hard game to win. We don't typically win on the road up there. Because you'd be setting yourself up for a potential 2-2, and now you're in the middle of the pack with everybody else, and the leaders are taking off, like San Francisco and teams like that. It's the one thing you can't do is drop this game and then think you're going to go on the road to Buffalo and just automatically make up for it. This game is more important than many people would realize. Because to me, this is the game that we tend to drop every year, this kind of game right here. Miami needs to execute, put the game plan together, and make the most of it. I'm still curious on, Waddle. I'm hoping that he'll play because I think he's going to be all important. Can't wait for the inactives to come through because we're gonna need it big time. I'm gonna go to the chat to see what some of y'all got to say. TD, that's our first test. Yes, it is. It is. We got this. We will get the W. I believe so. But this our history. Our history. DDG said 100. TD, salute to you, brother. Buddy, we're not losing to Denver. That's what we said about Green Bay. That's what we said about the Chargers last year. That's what we said about the Patriots. This is the point I'm making. TD, how do I reach you about the internship? I emailed you. Well, Davin, if you emailed me about the internship late last night, maybe like 2 a.m. in the morning, you should have gotten a reply. All those who emailed me about the internship, I replied at like 2 a.m. Via email. So if you didn't get that reply, I don't think I ever got your original email or I didn't see it. So I'll say send me one right now if you didn't get the email from me around 2 a.m. Because I'm closing the interest. I'm closing it because I got like 15 people. I'm closing interest on it. So I'll take yours as the last one if you didn't get that reply. Okay. So I sent just send it ASAP so I can send you what I sent everyone else, the follow-up information. All right. Thank you so much. I'm not sleeping. A lot of people think that this is just the cakewalk of all cakewalks, and I just totally disagree. I don't think that that's going to be the case. This is going to be a test, and I hope we punch them in the mouth and we dominate because that'll be a great feeling about this team long term. I'm tired of these tight games. I'm tired of struggling. Now, a win is a win. A win is a win. Like last year, a win. Like see, man. I hate coming after people, but this is what y'all listen to me for a second, okay? This is what I be talking about. Now, I got to go back to I told you so moment, and I ain't a I told you so type of person, but I'm only doing it this time because don't come for me. Don't come for me, okay? And let me tell you what I mean. Last year, we winning these games, and oh my gosh, we got an MVP candidate. This team is unstoppable. Look at what we're doing, man. We're going to the Super Bowl. Even I was believing, but I also told y'all, chill out. Let's wait to week 12. That's when it get real. We ain't did nothing. We did. We ain't had one dominant victory And then we got our first one versus the Browns. But all season, we played 17 games and we had one dominant victory. What kind of Super Bowl contender plays 17 games and only has one dominant victory? Versus the Browns. You can't name another dominant victory last year. You can't name a single another dominant victory last year. The whole season, you have one dominant victory, and that was versus the Browns. 30-something to 3 or something like that. Offense balling, defense balling, special teams balling. They can't do nothing once. And here we are this year, and you already got two teams that done had 3 dominant victories. 49ers, or 2. Cowboys, you got teams out here already got 2. And here we are starting out, still ain't got, and I know it's early, but we got to start putting some dominant victories together because those are the real teams, not the pretenders. Don't say no Buffalo. We ain't had no dominant victory in Buffalo. We lost one of the games in the second one that we won, the one we won early in the season. That wasn't dominant. That was a time of possession, clock game, low scoring, and it was close. Real Hitman said a win is a win. And look at what those wins got you. It got you exactly what those non-dominant victories told you, that at best you're a wild card first round exit. That's what a team that doesn't get dominant victories are. Okay? They can win enough games to get to the playoffs as a wild card and have a first round exit. So a win ain't a win if you ain't going past the first round of the playoffs. It's an indicator. Any team that has 17 games, at a minimum, you should have about 4 to 5 dominant victories. That's a real Super Bowl contender. 4 to 5 dominant victories. I could pull up the Chiefs and the Eagles schedule right now, and I can guarantee you I can find 4 to 5 dominant victories last year. Wins, 3 possessions or more. 15 points or more. I ain't thinking too much into it, bro. You're not thinking enough into it. These are indicators. These are indicators. Show me the Super Bowl team, the team that won a Super Bowl that didn't have 4 to 5 dominant victories in that season. Show it to me. You can't keep skirting by and then only win 9 or 10 games. And then when you go look at the games that you lost, they're against some of the better teams anyway. You can't do that. You just can't. And boy, oh boy, some data was released. Some data was released yesterday. A lot of people didn't like it, but I'm going to explain it to you all. I'm going to put it on the screen in just a moment. And I'm going to explain it to you all. Okay? Give me a second. I'm loading it in my system now. But this data was very interesting last night, and it goes hand in hand with what I continue to try to educate you all on. You know, those people that say, you ain't educating. You think you're right and all of that. I keep on bringing data. I keep bringing receipts to the table, not to prove anybody wrong. And that's what I'm trying to understand, y'all. And I don't care about proving nobody wrong. I don't need to prove anybody wrong. I'm just trying to deliver information to back up why I believe what I believe, why I feel what I feel, why I think what I think. I'm pulling it up. Give me a second. Let's go desktop. Well, maybe not. Oh, there it is. Yes. All right. Let's pull this up, man. Let's pull this up. Some data was released last night on PFF that was so interesting. Y'all see this chart? Do y'all see this chart? This is what I be trying to explain to y'all. Okay. This is what I try to explain to y'all. At the bottom is the first read throw rate. Okay. At the very bottom, you can read it. It says first read throw rate. And the range is between about 45% to 81%. The NFL quarterbacks that hit their first read ranges between 45% and 81%. Guess who's number one in the NFL hitting their first read? Y'all take a guess. What team in the NFL is number one of hitting their first read? I'm sorry. Let me move this out the way because it's blinding. Let's see. All right, there it is. What team is number one in the NFL hitting their first read? No. You can't look at the very top. That's the top is percentage of dropbacks unpressured. So Jordan Love is the most unpressured quarterback in the NFL. He has the most unpressured dropbacks in the NFL. Whoever's at the farthest to the right has the highest first read percentage in the NFL. The Miami Dolphins are number one in the NFL at 81% hitting their first read. The Patriots are number two at about 78%. The Jags are number three at about 76%. The Green Bay Packers at about 74%. The Ravens at 70%. Now, it's not an issue that we hit our first read. Let's get that straight now. Don't think this is a negative. It's not a bad thing that we're hitting our first read. If it's open, you want to take it, right? But the problem with this is this. When we talk about processing, right? Usually you want to hurry up and hit your first read because you want to hurry up and get rid of the ball when there's pressure coming. Otherwise, you want to survey the field and take the best opportunity you can get every chance you can get. But we are hitting our first read more than anyone else, and we are one of the least pressured teams in the NFL. Literally, fifth in the NFL in pressures, unpressures. 74% of all of our dropbacks are unpressured. And we still hit our first read 81% of the time in those. Now, here's the funny part to me. First of all, let's get something straight here. There's nothing wrong with us hitting our first read when it's open. It is what it is. I don't want y'all to think this is a negative on Tua. There's nothing wrong hitting our first read if it's open. What I try to show y'all on film sometimes is that there are bigger opportunities that are wide open or available, but we do hit our first read. That's the only thing I don't like, but that's neither here nor there because we are finding success as of right now. Okay? But I also want to point out that this is beautiful that we have the least amount of pressures, but somebody very reputable said something last night on this chart, and it woke me up, and it said, this is the problem with the Miami Dolphins offense that nobody realized. They'll skate through all these games, putting up offense, moving the ball, putting up points, and everybody thinks they have a great offense. And then they run up against a team that doesn't play all of this zone coverage that gives them the first read. And they man up with press coverage, which takes away the first option. And when you look at the numbers, when the first read is taken away, they're one of the worst teams in the NFL. The problem is they don't have that scenario a lot. Obviously, y'all, only 19% of the plays are not first read. And this is why when I'm trying to explain to y'all, if the first read ain't there, we are terrible. Y'all keep on pointing to all these passes in the first read. Every time. The data is out here to show y'all what I be trying to explain to y'all. This is just like the Chargers last year. It's just like Tennessee a few years ago. It's just like Denver a few years ago. Take away the first read, send pressure, man-to-man, press coverage, and we have a disastrous day. It's just a matter of who's going to play us like that. But we think nothing stinks and we're all great, high and mighty, and we're always good. But every year we run into a few teams that play us that way and we look absolutely terrible. Arasimi said, you don't understand that being high on this list is good. First of all, wait, hold on. Is good? I'm not understanding what you're saying. Oh, isn't? Oh, it's good and it isn't good. I think you don't understand that there actually is good and it's not good. It's good because we're winning. Teams aren't adapting. It's not good because when they do adapt and take away the first read, man press, when teams start doing that more consistent and stop fearing the speed, we're in trouble. Because guess what? Our O-line looks like it's one of the best O-lines in the NFL, but guess what our win rate is? Our win rate is 19th in the NFL. How can we be 19th in the NFL in win rate on the O-line, but we only gave up 1 sack? Because we're getting the ball out quick and hitting our first read, which means any team that takes away the first read, our O-line is going to start being bad. Any team that focuses on getting rid of our first read, our O-line is going to start to rear their ugly head because we are 19th ranked in win rate. And guess what? Connor Williams and Kendall Lamb have a very high win rate. But for us to be 19th, that means Isaiah Wynn, Austin Jackson, and Robert Hunt have a terrible win rate. Have a terrible win rate. Dylan Medina said quick release. What does release have to do with anything? You're missing it, Dylan. Look at the left side of the chart. These are dropbacks that have no pressure. So who cares that the release is quick? There's no pressure. He got more time. He actually has more time to throw the ball. This don't matter about the release. Who cares? If he didn't have the quick release, this is showing you we're 81% with no pressure coming. It's that simple. But it's funny to me. Somebody just said it in the comment section, and I was going to make this point because the film shows you. You are so right. Somebody know who was that? Because they definitely paying attention. Jacob Scrogen. You could tell Jacob been paying attention to what's really been going on. He said, that's where you check into a run at the line of scrimmage. Actually, that's what Tua's doing. A lot of times, y'all saw when we did the film yesterday. When we did the film yesterday, we're in the third quarter right now, and the Patriots did man press coverage twice. Both of them were incomplete, and we looked lost on the play. But technically, even though they did it twice, and because we only threw it twice, they actually did it about 8 times so far about a third quarter. The problem is the other 6 times, Tua checked into a run. McDaniel, obviously, when he gets man press in some occasions and he knows, sometimes he prefers to check into a run because he knows they're not doing well. When they get zone, let's eat. I think McDaniel is coaching this on a standpoint of in certain formations of man coverage where it looks like they're going to be man press, check into the run. Now, that ain't a fact. This is what I'm believing because it's what I'm seeing on film. About 8 times you saw them lined up in man press, and 6 of those times we checked into a run. 2 times we threw and we looked absolutely horrible. Horrible. McDaniel is a genius. I agree, but here's the problem. What happens when they take away the first read in man press and they stop in the run. You get the Chargers game last year all over. You get the Titans game a few years ago over. You get that Denver's game. You get that Raiders game. Y'all remember those games? That was the exact defense these teams were running. Exact defense. And that's the only thing that scares me about this team, because we're so one-dimensional or two-dimensional, and we're running off of it because it's working, because these teams are playing zone. But when somebody takes that away, we have not been able to adjust. And people think what we did to the Chargers this year was an adjustment. The Chargers did not run the same coverage that they did last year, ladies and gentlemen. They didn't. Miami Zach said, TD, you're overthinking this. That's the beautiful part, Miami Zach. Time always tells. They told me I was overthinking it last year after the Lions, Bears, and Browns game. I told y'all the same thing after the Lions, Bears, and Browns game last year. And what did everybody say? Not everybody, but what did some people just like you say? You're overthinking this. Come on, bro. We're winning. You're overthinking this. Come on, bro. You can't never be happy. You're overthinking this. And I kept telling y'all, wait till we go to this, wait to the San Francisco game. Wait till the San Francisco game. And sure enough, like clockwork, Chargers game, San Francisco game, Green Bay. Green Bay didn't do this, actually. Green Bay just post-snap switched into different coverages. They didn't do that type of coverage. And we were killing Green Bay into the fourth quarter, where they were basically doing what Fangio loves to do. Show you one thing pre-snap, post-snap, hop in the lanes that the pre-snap read showed would be open. That's why they were picking two off. They were showing them one thing pre-snap and then just hopping in the opposite. So, yeah, all this overthinking, I'm sorry. We y'all keep saying that. And every year, we underthought. Even me. We underthought it. Why can't y'all just look at these things as possible logic, as a possible logic to what's going on? And then see, let time tell. Because the last 2 years, I've been spot on telling y'all about this, and it's come to fruition every single time. But every year, y'all seem to come back and say, you're thinking too much about this. It's been proven already. And this is why when I evaluate a game, I just go straight to the defense to say, did they play the type of coverage that we can't break through? Nope. Zone all day. But in fans' mind, oh, we killed them, man. We game plan. No, they played a raggedy zone. Right now, we're almost done with this Patriots film. We're 3 quarters in, and they already about 85% zone for the whole game, and we literally converting at like a 95% rate on that zone. Wide open, very easy throws. And I'm supposed to be like, yeah, we're the best team in the NFL, when I know that that's our strength, but I know we have a weakness. Unfortunately, no team has put us in that, but I know it's coming. And then I'll determine if McDaniel has had this team to adjust. Then I'll determine if we've elevated to a whole new level. Everybody look at the Cowboys. I'm hearing all these Dolphin fans say, when people say the Cowboys the best team in the league, they ain't playing nobody. How can you use that but not acknowledge what's happening with Miami? CB83 said teams can't play us, man. We too dang fast. That didn't happen last year with the Chargers. It didn't happen last year. Stop saying they can't play man. They can't play man if they're giving cushion, but they sure can play man if they putting their hands on the receivers and bumping them, pressing them. And I've already started showing you that in the Patriots film. The only 2 throws where they pressed our man were disastrous plays. One was almost picked off. Only 2. We're deep in the third quarter, and only 2 plays all game. They did man press, putting their hands on our receiver, and both plays were disasters for the receivers and the quarterback. But since it's such a small sample size because these teams are so dumb not running it, y'all just can't seem to realize we struggle in that area. We just mightily, we're the best team in the NFL in man. Yeah, when they don't press. And a lot of them don't press. These are facts. It's been proven. Pats play press man on us. Pats, bro, we did the film yesterday. We're into the third quarter. They played press man about 8 times. 6 of those 8 times, we checked into a run with Mostert. And the other 2 times, incompletions, we looked lost. The one where Tyreek fell, and looked around for the flag. Another one, I don't remember when it was, but it was a terrible throw. We've been keeping score. We went through the film yesterday. We've been literally keeping score. About 8 times they played man press, but 6 of them they checked into a run, and 2 of them, both of them incomplete, disastrous plays. With time to throw. With time to throw. Bad rap sample said, TD, you right. Let's trade for Rodgers or Watson or Tannehill or Garoppolo, LMAO. Well, I wouldn't do that right now. I wouldn't do that right now at all. And I know people keep saying, oh, look at Deshaun Watson. Look at him. I told y'all if we traded for Deshaun Watson, I'll give him a whole year to be trash. And that's why I tell people even right now, I give him to game 12. He can be as trash as he wants. Get yourself back in form in football. And then after about the week 12, you need to be back where you were. I expected him to be trash. I told people if we trade for Watson, screw the first season. Let him work the kinks out and be trash. He's supposed to. But we've seen Watson at his peak before. Now, if he's just magically lost that for good, that's a rare situation. When you know what a player can do already, it's just a matter of working them to get back there. And it's funny that Dolphin fans are the ones ragging on Watson when they use an excuse for 3 years. He missed the whole year of football because of his hip. Talk about Tua. Let him get back into form. So the hypocrisy's on a whole new level just to try to prove a point. Watson's going to be fine, in my opinion. I give him the week 12, and I think he'll be balling out after week 12. And that will give him a whole year of football working the kinks out. So time will tell. We don't know right now. Does he look good? He don't look good at all. I can see the little flashes here and there, but that ain't the type of quarterback that you want, what he's giving on the field now. But like I told you before, I would have allowed it. I would have definitely allowed it. Is he playing better football than our quarterback right now? Not even close. Will he be by week 12? I believe so. That's just my opinion. Week 12 is way too long. Well, my thought process, T. Rich, was always if we traded for him, I would give him an entire year. I want him to have 16, 17 games of just trying to get back. Go out there, throw picks, go out there, make mistakes, go out there and get your football back. So for me, to be fair, he started in week 12, I think, last year. So I give him week 12 of this year because that's 17 games under his belt. If you're not back by the end, I don't believe in you no more. If you ain't back to form by the end, I don't believe in you no more. And I'm going to be honest, the other night, I thought he did just fine. The problem is he's going to have to get out of his own mental. For those who don't know, I didn't say this on Bleacher Report because I don't get into, the personal stuff when I'm on Bleacher Report because this conversation came up, but I'll do it here. For those of y'all that don't know, a lot of people were on the sideline, like the opposing team. They were getting in his head. They were talking about, what he did, all the women and all of that. They were barking at him the whole game just to get him off, and they got him off. Why you think he had 2 personal fouls where he yanking guys and trying to trip them, even hit the ref, which they didn't fine him for, and I think they should have set a precedent. Watson's never been that type of person. And now, all of a sudden, they've been barking about what he did and is getting in his head. So if he gets himself back and get over all of that and can come back to form, he'll be just fine. But will he? Time shall tell. But his play right now, I could care less. It's what I would have expected. It's what I would have expected. But smart, oh yeah, I agree. It's smart for other teams. Use whatever advantage you can. Talk your trash, Call them stuff. Call them all kind of stuff in the game. Make them mad. Try to get him in his feelings. And I think that got the better of him. So time will tell. We'll see. But what he's doing right now definitely ain't what you would want in a quarterback. Definitely not. All right. Our O-line has been good. People need to stop. Slipping Jimmy. Wait, you're a Jets fan. Slipping Jimmy. Thought you was talking about the Dolphins O-line. Think you talk about the Jets, but if you are talking about the Dolphins for any reason, or the O-line, they've been doing good because we've gotten the ball out faster than anybody in the NFL. We basically, again, that's why when you watch the film, if you take away the first read, it's been really like look at that Tyreek pass that we kept going over yesterday that was incomplete, and Tua put it in the spot. He waited it out. I mean, and this ain't getting on Tua, but that's what our offense is. He literally hiked the ball, looked at Tyree, and the first read, what should have been there, wasn't there. And so he just waited it out, literally. It's almost like he held it for 3 seconds. Like he waited it out. He was never open. He was never really open. And the little bit of openness he got around was tight coverage, and that's where you got to be perfect. We know where we want to throw. And if that person ain't there, sometimes it becomes a problem. But when you cause Tua to scramble and he get his head up, he might see somebody coming across wide open. He'll hit him. Tua's done a lot better in that area. TD will never understand what makes Tua special. I don't think T. Rich will understand what doesn't make him special. That's what I think. You don't understand that. Let's see here. All right, but what we do want to do, we want to try to finish the game, though. I don't know if we will be able to because I got a delivery coming to the house at about 11:15. So if that doorbell ring, that's when I'll end it. But what we're going to do, we are going to finish the game from yesterday and continue to see how well we did and where the areas of opportunity are. Y'all punch that like button for me as well. All right, let me see. Let me remove this. Holy crap, TD is making the biggest excuse for avoiding his Watson L. I don't understand y'all sometimes when y'all say stuff like that. 2 games in and all of a sudden y'all have this conclusion on Watson as if it's an L. It's like Burrow last year. 2 games in, he was the worst quarterback in the NFL. And by the end of the season, he was in the MVP conversation. He threw 4 picks in a game in the first 2 games. Y'all funny. I think really is just trying to prove me wrong. Again, time always tells. At the end of the day, I told you, week 12, after that, let's see if Watson balls by then. And if he does, hey, he does. I don't care because he in the Dolphins, so he a bum. But if he doesn't, then I say, hey, y'all were right. Watson never came to. It's a great thing we kept Tua. I was wrong for expecting Watson to turn it around. It's that simple, and we move, and I move on. That's as simple as that. But it don't bother me. It's the next topic. I was wrong about that one. It's that simple. Let's see. We want to try to get to. Oh, where did we leave off yesterday? Y'all give me a second. All right, we saw that play yesterday. All right. Share screen. All right. We're going to try to find where we left off yesterday. And again, I know it's dark, but this is the best we can do. Let me hide this. How much time do we have left on it? 49. So we got about 25 minutes left on it. And this is the block punt. Did we see the block punt yesterday? I believe we did to a special TD. Yeah, you know what? CB83, he is special. He is special. He is special. Okay. All right, here we go. Mac Jones got the ball, press man coverage. And, even though they kind of it wasn't press, my bad. They veered off. I'll get to the super chats in just a moment. I'm trying to get back where we left off yesterday. Dame and Tua time. Yeah, that'll be sweet. That would be real sweet. Give me a second, y'all. Trying to see where we left off. You see them Niners, boy, we winning it all. I don't know about that. They look good though, but I don't know about that. You point out issues without saying how to solve them. I agree, V21. The problem is, in my opinion, you can't solve those issues. That's why McDaniel is working night and day to try to cover them up. Everything he do is trying not to put Tua in those situations. The only solution is McDaniel to keep trying to find creative ways to not expose those issues. You can't, there ain't no solution. He's not a fast everybody out here with this notion, his lightning speed processing. How you got lightning speed processing when 81% of your dropbacks are first read? Y'all need to stop these narratives. And out of those 81% being first read, half of them you look at and be like, his head went left and right. Look at how fast he processed. There ain't no solution. Everything outside of it is working to his weakness. He don't have the arm to stretch the field. He's not a fast processor like everybody making it seem like. It's crazy. Watson would be TD's biggest L. Book it. Hey, listen, man. I expect to take L's sometimes, and you keep it moving. Matter of fact, if it makes anybody feel better, I'm wrong about Watson right now. Okay. That's fine. All right. I think the next drive is where we kind of left off. Yeah, I think the next drive, because we saw this. We saw Mac on this drive, and I think it's the interception with Xavier Howard. I'm not sure. Yep, it's interception. Tua is great with pre-reading. That trait in itself. There you go, T-Rich. In our offense, though, T-Rich, because our offense makes it real simple to pre-read who's going to be open. That wheel route, slant, flat. That makes it easy to pre-read. I got two defenders, and I'm going to send three people over there. Whoever they don't follow, hit. Pre-read. But here's the thing, T-Rich. When they give you one look pre-read and then they give you another post, that's where you get in trouble. All right, let's go ahead and evaluate this drive. I think this might be where we left off. Yeah, no, we saw this too because that was a bad throw by Tua. This was zone again. He put it behind Waddle. He had to reach back, but Waddle need to catch these anyway. You're a big-time receiver. I expect Devontae Parker, Jakeem Grant, those kind of guys to drop those. Let me go back to this. Real quick. Waddle got to hit these. I know it's a terrible throw. You see, it's back in the back of him. It's a terrible throw. But you got to catch those, Waddle. You got to figure out a way to take care of your receiver, your quarterback. Bail him out sometimes. Right there on his back shoulder, and you drop it. That ball was catchable. And that's that body catching, by the way. He was trying to catch it with his body. Run up the middle. Let's see. All right, TD, you say time always tells, and you're right. So let's give some time to see how we look in the long run. Pick a team you think will give a good test. Oh, that went by fast. Let me go back to it. Give a good test, and if we look bad, I'll admit you're right. Again, it's kind of hard to do that because I thought the Chargers were going to be a good test because I thought they were going to use the same game plan as last year, but they didn't. They didn't challenge us in that regard. So I could tell you the teams that have good defenses. Now the Cowboys play this kind of coverage. The Giants also technically play the kind of coverage that's tough for us. You know, there's some teams we're going to go against, but will they play that type of coverage when they play us? Because some of them get out of their own way because, well, we don't want to get beat deep by Tyreek, so let's do this different this week. Instead of just playing their game. And I think that's what's fooling a lot of teams. They're worried about the speed. When the reality is they keep forgetting these guys are small. Put your hands on them and you disrupt the timing of this offense. So it's real hard to say, bro. All I can do is tell you when we watch the film, look at those plays where they do the exact thing I tell you we struggle with, and let's see how many of them we convert. And you'll start to see what I'm talking about. Run the zone, we're 95% going to dog you. Run man press, not man cushion, but man press, put your hands on, send the pressure, we like 20% conversion. That's all I'm trying to say. So we can sustain, we can win Super Bowls as long as we run into enough teams that are running from us. We can win. That's just a matter of what they do. But what I think is that a lot of people don't realize we don't have as much control over what we do than we think. It's the way teams are playing us that's giving us. That's why we have those night and day games. How can you have a Lions game and come back and have a Chargers game last year? How can we have a Browns game and you come back and have a San Francisco game? How can you see what I'm saying? They be night and day, not even close, because it's a specific way. If you play us, we don't do nothing. Just stay tuned. Every time we go over film, we'll look for those specific situations. You can't just play man. We have entirely too much speed. Tell that to the Chargers last year that did it the entire game. Stop it. I know the logic in football. No, ain't nobody going to play. First of all, you're going to get tired out if you play man all game. Plus that speed. I wouldn't do it if I were you. But you can do it. It's just a matter of if you do it. You remember when Flores' defense was at its best? We were sending zero blitz. We had a game where we sent the zero blitz 21 times. What kind of coverage you think we were in? Man, 21 times, and we beat them 40-something to like 10 or 7. Because the quarterback, Jimmy G, or whoever it was, Jimmy G, it was his first game back. He couldn't handle it. As efficient as look against all these zone teams, and then we ran man and sent the zero blitz, he couldn't handle it. Because the first read is all the reads are taken away. The first one in man coverage, it's not wide open right away. Do y'all not understand when we drop back to pass, Tua's looking at a wide open receiver about 80% of the time? What happens when nobody's wide open is man coverage. Even if you're beating them in man, it's still a guy within a feet or two of you. Now you actually have to be surgically precise. I did this illustration for somebody yesterday, right? Say you throw in the middle of the field and you put it in a spot, and your receiver comes by and catches it. People say it was a nice throw. Now, say you do the exact same throw, but the defenders are a lot closer, but the same route is ran and your guy catches it. Now, all of a sudden, it's a dime between defenders. If you put it in the same spot every time, it's going to be a dime regardless of who's around. We're calling things dimes when they're just being put in a spot that should be caught. The dimes come in man coverage, press coverage, when you're literally one-on-one, not zones, but you're literally dropping it in. You remember that one to the sideline to Waddle? One of them he threw short, but the other one was a dime by Tua versus the Patriots. Remember the second one we went over yesterday? That's a dime. Tight coverage, receiver trailing by 1 foot, You need a perfect pass. You cannot overthrow it. Those are dimes. And after he underthrew it, he came back and delivered a dime to Waddle about 2 or 3 drives later, the exact same place on the field. Those are the dimes. And Tua throws them dimes sometimes, but not at this rate that people making it seem. A lot of times it's just in a spot. The defense was just tighter. All right, here we go, man. I think we had a 3rd down situation. We got some man coverage here, and they put their hand on the outside. Yeah, well, we saw this yesterday too. See, we saw all of this, man. That was one of the disastrous plays, by the way, in man coverage. And look, Mac Jones is doing the same thing. Every time Miami is in a zone, Mac Jones eating us up. Don't discredit what Mac Jones did in this game. Every time we in that raggedy zone, look at what Mac Jones doing. Same thing. Same thing the whole game. Mac flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run, and another catch. That was good. That was good coverage, though. I ain't mad at Eli Apple on that one. More zone coverage, but the pressure got there. Mac had to step up. Let's see who won their battle. Christian Wilkins pursuing through, beat the right guard, caused Mac to step up, and then Van Ginkel was able to be there as well. But Christian Wilkins gets that one. He had him from behind, too. That's a big play from Christian Wilkins right there. All right, trips a bunch to the right. This zone coverage. They set up the screen. He trips up. Good pursuit. Who is that? Is that Christian Wilkins again? Look at Christian Wilkins on the interior, y'all. Look at the hustle. This is the part that goes unnoticed. He gets all the way out there. Well, Van Ginkel actually makes this play. Let's look at that again. Van Ginkel on the edge, sniffing this one out. Oh, he tips it too. Good job, Van Ginkel. He saw that it was going to be so easy of a release screen. Very good heads up play by Van Ginkel. All right. Oh, man, I went forward too much. Let me go back again. Look at this play right here. Matt got the ball. He's already flushed out of the pocket, and ain't no receiver running that way with him. He just got to run for the first, and he does. But there's a flag on the play. Not sure who that's on. In the secondary, so likely us. So let's see it there at the 20. Yeah, that was on us. All right, so let's see what happens. See, I keep telling y'all, this is more zone coverage by us. A handoff, decent run, gets to the 7-yard line. We don't need to see the replay on that, really. Yeah, Van Ginkel is a real smart player. I'm noticing. So Mac back to pass. This is great coverage so far. Gesicki veering out. Look, and we start peeling off. This is bad late execution by Jerome Baker, in my opinion. This is bad late execution by Jerome Baker. Look at Jerome Baker right here. Following, running out to Gesicki, and then lets him go. He follows the wheel and not staying in his zone. He just following the man when that was Xavier Howard on the outside. Y'all watch Jerome Baker. He's with the tight end, but the problem with the tight end, now he's X's man. You need to stay in your area, but he still keep going to fight for the tight end. You're trying to double team with X. And the safety, obviously, when the ball gets outside the pocket, they run plays where they want to come for the quarterback. That's Jerome Baker, and he knows it. He claps his hand like crap. And I agree. The Patriots O-line looks real bad. Mac Jones are extending a lot of these plays that they shouldn't get. Remember the one on this drive to the sideline early on the left side for the first down, and that one? I think he had like 3 or 4 plays where he had to extend it or use his legs. That's actually, when you think about it, that's a great drive by Mac Jones. Great drive. But we run in that raggedy zone. And once again, most quarterbacks eat in the zone. It's just a matter of the plays. Most quarterbacks have plays with more depth in the zone. We have a whole bunch of quick hitters. All right, here we go. Pistol formation, more zone coverage, but we run the ball. And great, man. This Monster, it has been impressing me. His patience in the backfield is reminding me of guys, like I would say even the way Dalvin Cook runs sometimes. No. Y'all remember what's his name? Frank Gore. Frank Gore is one of the most patient runners that I've ever seen in the history of the NFL. He don't go all in and try to just attack a hole even if it's not there. He'll be patient and wait for something to develop and keep the defenders away from him long enough. And Mostert's showing me flashes of that, man. Y'all remember when we had Frank Gore? We had a terrible team, but Frank Gore was running that rock, whether y'all want to acknowledge it or not. It wasn't no breakout runs, but he was a consistent 6 to 8 yard carrier. A lot of times it was simply because of his patience. And you just look at Raheem Mostert. Look at this. Let me show y'all. Bad snap. Mostert cut back. Look at the vision. He's looking. He's looking. He stretches it out with the stiff arm. Now, what do? He's reevaluating, got his head up. Look at that. He could have easily cut back right away, but he waited till the situation developed, then he cut back, getting him even more yards, in my opinion. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Mostert. Next play. We finally got man press, and we get it to the wheel. Look at this. And 2-0s. I got to get rid of this ball right away. Look at this. You finally got man press here, but the problem sometimes is when you have the safety playing the tight end. You see that? 2-0s pre-snap right here. I got man press. I don't want to throw to either of those guys. But they too far back on the wheel route. He already knows he's throwing to the wheel. He already knows he's throwing to the wheel route. I don't even need to send a guy in motion. They all balance. Right away. He never looks anywhere else. He already knows. And both of those guys got pressed. But I'm saying that to say this. Great job by Tua. That's an amazing job. You ain't got to force the slant to the receivers on the bump and run. He knew he already had that play wide open. Very good job in a man press situation. And that's a play that can beat it if the safety is going to stay up high. Oh, we got another super chat. Let's see. TD wrong sometimes, but he did predict Tua's and the Dolphins rise and fall to a T last season. Also, I am not a Jets fan, TD. I just don't hate them. You want to know another thing that I don't tout out there? If Tua does become that dude this year and he proves it all the way through, I told y'all since day one, Tua's the type of guy that you got to wait to year 4 to see the best version of him. The problem that I always said is he ain't going to get 4 years. If he don't do it within the first 3, it's a wrap. I don't think he going to make it to 4. And there I was wrong. I said that he would be a year 3 guy, but his best version, you got to wait to year 4. But I never thought that he would make it to 4 years because I thought that he would always struggle. But I also didn't think we'd go get a Tyreek Hill and stuff like that. So we'll see. I hope that it holds. I hope that he maintains. Time always tells. All right, same one. He already know. We already went over this. Easy money. Patriots issue in this game, they kept playing for the deep And even though we never went deep, they didn't have to. They didn't have to. Now, this one I actually love. They put their hands on almost every receiver on this one, and we took the shot to Tyreek. The problem is the throw. Let's break this one down, y'all. I like this play because it shows you what I'm trying to tell y'all. Tua should have knew right away pre-snap on this one to go to Tyreek right away. I don't know if he thought that the timing was disrupted with the bump, but look across the board. Pause. They're getting their hand on Tyreek, but he don't see that. He's in play action. They're getting their hand on the tight end, and they're tight coverage on Waddle coming across, but the safety's coming downhill to help. First person Tua's looking at is the Waddle route. Now he's going through progressions here, but Waddle's route is vertical, is down the field. They got that all covered. He switches. He already knows since the safety's coming over, I got Tyreek Hill. But this guy, man, whoever this safety is, man, he gonna be great for years to come. He baited Tua. Yeah, go ahead and let that go to Tyreek. I'm gonna look like I'm coming to the deep middle to help on Waddle. And watch this. Soon as he looking at Tua right now, by the way, y'all. He ain't looking at Waddle, that safety. He's looking at Tua. He's baiting him. He's making him think that I'm going to the middle of the field to help on Waddle. And Tua done cock back, and look at what the safety does. Turns. He turns around, and now he jogging. He ain't even running fast anymore. He baited him. And what should Tua have done in this? This is where his mechanics got him off. Right here, he got to see that coverage and look at Tyreek, and that ball should already be on the way. But he wouldn't know that because the play action took too long. So he knows, let me take the shot the other way. 50-50 jump ball. But guess what? It would have been a better jump ball if it was about 5 yards out in front. That ball should have been at the 13-yard line is where you wanted to target. Let's see where Tua is right now. You wanna go to about the 13-yard line on this. I want to see where Tua starts. He's back to pass, so he's at the 30, 36, or let's just give him 1 year. 36 is where the ball is. So 10, 20, 30. Hold on, let me see. There go 2. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This pass needed to be 52 yards. It needed to be 52. And then you got a real jump ball. But instead, the guy was able to catch up, go straight up in the air as Tyreek was really just trying to push the brakes. That's why Tyreek had bad leverage on this. He jumped and tried to save him. But another thing, that blind throwing I be telling y'all about with Tua. He never even looked to see if it was open either. This will show y'all. He never looked to see if it was open. He just kept looking right at Waddle and then turned his head, fired. He saw Tyreek in space. The guy dropped off, and the safety got him. A lot of teams going to start doing this. So that's a turnover. Great defense right there on the first play. Some people saying underthrown by 5 yards again. I don't look at it that way. At the end of the day, if we're I'm gonna stop complaining about underthrown footballs deep with Tua. Again, we already recognize he don't have a cannon. We don't have to hamper on it because to me at this point it becomes attacking him. It is what it is. He is who he is. How Tua wins in that area, he has to anticipate and put it up sooner. But on plays like that, You can't, because number one, you got the play action. That's already taking time for you to look and process. Number two, you were looking for Waddle. They had good coverage on it. And then you come back and you just cock up a Hail Mary. He didn't even look. He just put the ball up. He just put the ball up. Somebody said that's a Devontae Parker throw. It's not even a Devontae Parker throw, because this Devontae Parker would have had to slow down and jump, but the safety had inside leverage, and he would have still had the advantage. So when I say it needed to be 5 yards longer, that was just to make it a 50-50, which is a Devontae Parker throw. It is what it is. This next play, Matt goes down, gets sacked. Then you have zone coverage. They're playing the sticks, want the Patriots to punt. Mac rolls out. And this was a great situation right here. They could have made a big play, but Mac overthrew it. And that's because Mac used his legs to extend the play, but he overthrew the ball. This would have been a huge play for Mac Jones had he been able to deliver this. He just flung it up. But a play could have been made if he would have put a little less under it. That would have been a nice improvisational play. But he doesn't. All right, so here we go. Now we have excellent field position. I think we go down and I think we might have scored on this. But our offense was getting any and everything early on. But you notice the Patriots are putting their hands on receivers a little bit more at this juncture of the game. All right. Now we got more zone coverage and nice run. I remember this, and up the middle to Mostert. Nice run up the middle to Mostert. Just beautiful. I just hope Mostert can give us one of those a week. Just one. All right, let's see. How much more do we have? We only got about 11 more minutes of this. All right, here we go. Mac Jones, more zone coverage. And this is tight coverage, but he hits it. And it's pass interference on Eli Apple. Very tight coverage. This is a big boy throw by Mac. Splitting the defenders, but once again, first read, putting it in a spot. This is why I say all quarterbacks do it, but it's just a matter of how much. And now this is an even better situation for Mac. That's what I've been telling y'all. Mac Jones is actually great at this. Wherever the blitz comes from, he knows how to hit his alert. He backed the pass, bam. Let me check it real quick. That's where the pressure coming. That's one of the one traits in extending plays that Mac has. I don't like his arm though. Another pass interference. Eli Apple just keeping him in the game. I didn't like this pass interference call either when I watched the replay. I thought it was crap. More zone coverage. Dolphins back to pass. Mac check down. And they just move forward to get about 3 yards. Nothing special. Good defense. Mac did miss a lot of big boy throw opportunities in this game that he checked down instead. Now we're in more zone coverage. Mac throws deep that could have been picked off. He just heaved it up. No logic or rhyme behind why he did it. He just did it. And that's their trash. That's their stuff right there that would drive me crazy with my quarterback. Just putting it up to put it up with no rhyme or reason. All right, we sent some pressure on this one. Mac gets rid of it. This is very good off of his back leg. Got to give him a little credit for this one. I want to go back to it real quick. It's more zone coverage with cushion. Devontae Parker splitting the defenders, and Mac right when he clears the linebacker. Tua is really good at that. Zone coverage, clearing the linebacker. Deshaun Elliott like crap. He threw right off behind me. Yeah, because you're in zone. Baker on the blitz. He waited, and he just flung it. He knew. Timing. All right, next. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. This is more man coverage. And he threw it. The tight end came back to the ball. And that's about 4 yards. And they're moving the rock. And these are my concerns with the defense. We give up a lot, but the Patriots were killing themselves. They weren't making the big plays. Sometimes you just make a few big plays and it's tough. Now they caught us thinking that they're going to keep throwing, and they hit us with a draw because we're off balance right here. And they sent it on the opposite side of the blitz. Very good execution. Very good execution right here. Fangio dialing up one way and they're running the opposite. They do it again. Nowhere. Look, that's patient running. He got those 5 yards because of patient running. Look at this, y'all. He could have easily forced himself to bounce in or out, but he stopped and said, okay, wait, let me let it develop. That's good patience right there. Next play, back to pass. Mac rolls out. And he caught it. That's great coverage by our defense. Mac just extending plays. I keep telling y'all, Mac did some really good things in this game. He's still a bum, but he did some good things with his extending plays. And that's great coverage by our defense. I mean, it ain't nothing you can complain about, and that's on Xavier Howard. And this is why they just kept making it a game. Run up the middle touchdown. They kept making it a game. Every time we thought it was a wrap, they kept bringing it back to 7. We got to be a little bit more dominant on defense. What up, delusional pass fan? Ramsey, everybody trying to say December. All right. A handoff on first down. And we're trying to get conservative a little bit, handing the ball off. Next play. Fakes the handoff. This is the personal foul right here. All right, so look at this wheel route play. I want y'all to notice something the Patriots doing here. You remember every time we ran that wheel route play, the safeties were about 12 yards off the line of scrimmage. Now everybody's about 8 yards with a single high. Do you notice that? You see how they came up? Remember they were in that 3 high shell? And you see how they came up and gave less depth now? They're not, they're giving cushion, but they know that wheel route situation coming. Tyreek is lined up at the tight end position. A lot of times when Tyreek is lined up there, you can expect that wheel route. And they know it. Look at the depth. They're starting to adjust to it. And look what happens right away. Stop right there. The corner's not bailing. So you don't want to hit the wheel route because he can drive on the ball and that could be a pick six. The slant is taken away. They're double teaming Waddle right there in the slot. And the guy in the flat is the last option. And look at the guy dropping down to take the slot now. And Tua still reads and say, I guess I got to go Waddle. And the coverage is a lot better now, but we got his back turned, and that's the issue. And he batted the ball out. He's in a good position. The only problem is the safety comes after the ball is already batted out with the personal foul. This should have been an incomplete. Stop right there. And potential punt of the football. See, and then look at it. Number 9, I think that he was celebrating, but no, that's a personal foul, bro. So we get back to running the rock. And that's always a win when you get 10. First down. Second down, we running again because we want to milk the clock. Oh, that's the same one. My bad. I hope we run again. All right, first down again. They run, but this time we only get 2 yards. Tua the same one, same play. All right, they run it again. They're trying to milk this clock. Now it makes it a more manageable third down. More manageable third down. Send one in motion. We fumble the snap, and it's fourth down. I got to go back to this play, though. I got to go back to this play. Yeah, it's a good thing that was the case anyway, because it looked like they were about to blast any handoff. If this was a handoff, stop right there. Oh, this was a pass. This was that same. This is the flat. See, I don't think we ran the wheel on. This is a pass play. Same little concept up the seam. Look at this. Look at this play. This is a passing play. They were going to fake the handoff. The tight end's trying to go up the seam, and he doesn't, because Tua, well, the defender number 8 goes in because Tua's trying to run forward because of the bad snap. Connor can't do that. But I think we only needed like 2 yards. Tua would have been able to hit that guy in the flat or that quick 81 if number 8 wasn't going in, but we don't know because he saw Tua drop the ball. That's why he went in. So we got to get these snaps right. I don't know whose fault that is, because you can't see the exchange. So we're kicking a field goal, and this bum, I believe he missed it. Oh, Jason Sanders. And I think this was the Patriots' last hope. I don't even need to look at the rest of that, man. Because I'm about to have a delivery that comes on the way. But yeah, man, that was that game. If I have time tomorrow night, maybe we could go over some of the Denver Broncos game, start looking at what they like to do, what they're trying to do, see how what we think they're gonna do to defend it. You see here, let me get this. But yeah, we'll try to go over some of the Denver film as well. Maybe later today or tomorrow. Maybe have some time on that. TD, from the chart earlier, it can't be 100% because who is to say it was the first read that was hit? Does the person who created the chart talk to each QB and go through each play? No, what they do is on PFF they look at every play, and they basically go off of where is the first person that you are identifying. They're identifying, and of course, it's they already tell you there's a plus minus of 2%. There's a plus minus flaw of 2%. Maybe they're off by 2%. And they tell you that as a disclaimer. But even that's we're off the chart. We're the highest. And again, your first identification of a receiver, that's considered your first read. Supposed to be. It's considered your first read. So if there's a receiver in the flat and you look over there, they want to identify that as your first read and see if you're going through different progressions. But we're hitting basically what they're doing is they're telling you the first place we look, we throw it there. 81% of the time. See, it's easy to identify the first read when you throw it there right away. If you don't look anywhere else, you ain't had no other read. If I hike the ball and I look left and I throw it there, we can't say, well, you don't know, the guy on the other side might have been his first read. He never looked. So why would I think it's his first? Why would I even calculate that as his first read? So the notion of how do you know it was his first read? The first place you look, and if it wasn't your first read, then you trash. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's what you got to ask yourself. You don't know it could have been the guy on the other side of the field. Then why he ain't looked there first? Oh man, just my thoughts. And I wasn't coming at you. I was just getting animated because I was processing it in my own head, and I realized, yeah, it's easy to determine. Now, here's what can get you in trouble. See, here's the thing: Tua's first read might actually be higher than 81%, because now to make your point valid, sometimes he's looking off the safety and then just blindly throwing. Technically, that's his first read on the right, but he looked over there to try to move the guy. So they might actually have his first read lower because they thinking that look off is a read. His first read might be 90%, but they wouldn't catch that because he looked left first. He might be trying to move the safety. Looking left, coming back right. They're giving him credit for, they're saying that's his second read, but in a lot of cases, it's probably his first. It probably higher. He probably hit his first read higher than 81 for that point. It could be. It can't be lower doing that. It can only be higher. So either way, take the 81%. Take the 81 because it could be 90. Could be 90. Anytime he look off, that's helping his percentage. All right. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Told y'all we'll be done at 11:15. It's 11:14. About to get up out of here. Got some stuff to take care of. I appreciate y'all. Again, this stream is being brought to you by Mojo Fantasy. Make sure, download the app. All you got to do is download the app, y'all. Download the app. Get into the free games. If you want to deposit money, use code TDFINS for 100% deposit match. QR code on the screen. They match you up to $100. Link in the description and pin in the chat. Just download the app if you're a TDPHINSTALK subscriber. It helps the channel, and supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. Now, again, two different things. I want everybody to download the app, but if you want to deposit money, make sure that you use TDFINS as the code. And also, when you download the app, they got free games. Get into free games so you can win free money. And then you'll decide, hey, you know what? I want to play more of this. And then you might want to deposit. That's totally up to you. But make sure everybody downloads the app because it definitely supports the channel. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. I will see y'all later. Peace. I am out.